Morning. Morning.
Hi,
Evening,
man.
sir.
Hi, sir. Morning. Ako ma-introduce si mo, Mox. Ikaw ang host, Chobong.
O labing makagagahom nga amay namon sa langit, mahinuklugon nga laon nga tagtugas ang langit, hangin, kalayo, tubig kag duta. Tanda ining imong timawa, kabay ining pag-ampo, magadulot sa amon sang kabuhi nga himaya. Salamat sa mga bugay nga imo ginpaambit sa amon. Salamat sa kabuhi nga ginadulot mo sa amon nga himpit. Salamat sa maayo nga panahon kag ilabi na gid sang imo katutom sa amon. Bendisyon ni ang imo katawhan. Bendisyon ni ang ila mga palangabuhian. Bendisyon ni ang mga panggas sa amon mga talamnan. Bendisyon ni ang ilang nga paglugayawan sa iban nga kapungsuran. Kabay makalabot sila nga walay sablag sa ila pagapadulungan. Kag ilabi na gid, bendisyon ni ining isla sang Negros nga amon natawhan. Kinahalad namon ang ining pag-ampo para sa imo kadayawan.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Bea, Brandon, and Mox.
Morning.
Good morning,
Good morning.
ma'am.
And good morning to all our participants in today's virtual conference of the Visayas Islands Visual Arts Exhibition and Conference 2020-2021. Before we proceed, I would like to thank our sponsors. And also, before we proceed, I would like to offer silence to two of our supporting one of our artists in Kalibutan exhibition, Leo Abaya, and one of our supporters, also former head of the National Commission for Culture and the Arts, Visual Arts Committee, Joey Taniedo. Okay, may Leo and Joey rest in peace. As we continue our virtual conference of the Viva XCon, before we proceed, I would like to reiterate our conference theme, which is the zone, or what now, is in keeping with future studies, which postulates possible, probable, and preferable futures, and the worldviews and myths that underlie them. What Now seeks to understand the context and circumstance of the art community in relation to the sectors of the community it coexists with, what is likely to continue, and what could plausibly change. Part of the creative initiative is to seek a systematic and pattern based understanding of the past and present, promote inclusivity, and determine the likelihood of future events and trends so as to better respond with alternatives towards a much preferred future. We started the virtual conference last November for our Beacon 1, and then we're down to our last edition this May, and our last month will be on June. And then we will proceed with the Kalibutan, the World in Mind exhibition, which will happen on July up to October this year. So, to proceed with our conference, I would like to introduce our host, our moderator for today, Maureen, our island special featuring Visayan Island art initiatives in Negros Occidental. Maureen is a grand prize winner in the National Sculpture Competition of the Metrobank Art and Design Excellence Awards in 2017. Through her sculptures, public art, and installation works, she navigates the layer of self, family, and society, seeking articulation and expression of suppressed emotions and thoughts that were the consequence of an unsheltered upbringing in Silay City. A painter before she metamorphosed into a sculptor, Maureen is a recipient of the fellowship grants for residency programs in Thailand and Abu Dhabi, as well as for the critical acclaimed 2016 two-man exhibit Lawig with artist Peter Fantinalgo at the Cultural Center of the Philippines in Manila. A dedicated cultural worker, she is also a present member of the Viva Excon Organization Executive Committee and a present member of the National Committee for Culture and the Arts Committee on Visual Arts. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Maureen Austria. Good morning, Maureen.
Good morning, Manny. Thank you very much for the introduction. This talk is one of the series of the Visayan Island Art Initiative webinars, wherein the island coordinators are free to choose any topic relevant to the theme, the zone, or what now. Now on its 30th year, Viva Excon has always aimed to empower local art practices, be relevant to the changing times, and designed a preferred future for the art community. And you know that Bacolod and Negros Island, being the birthplace of Viva Excon, has gone a long way in terms of the development of its art, the art community, and continues to grow and evolve. Today, we would like to explore these profound effects on the younger generation, how the local art community affects the new generation artists. And this will be represented by two of the most popular young artists in the Negros Island, Brandon Braza and Bea Doloso. Okay, Brandon, as I cannot see, Brandon Braza is an emerging young artist from Bacolod City. In 2019, Braza graduated senior high school with a major in arts and design, but decided to pause pursuing a degree to explore his art. Currently, with 3 years of practice, he now has 13 exhibitions under his belt. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Mr. Brandon Braza. Say hi, Brand.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for the introduction, Miss.
Okay, and our next speaker, Bea, is a 19-year-old artist born and raised in Bacolod. Her primary focus is visual arts and music. She's an artist at the Art District and a member of the Art Association of Bacolod since 2019. She was a former fine arts student at La Consolacion College, Bacolod, and was the first-year representative of fine arts. But she later on decided to drop out of college due to financial problems and to focus more on her craft. Bea likes to play and discover different art styles, and it usually fuels her creativity. She has painted 2 murals with 2 of her different art styles on Art District. Bea also likes to mix realistic paintings with different styles and mediums. She likes to discover more than to limit herself with limited knowledge. Other than the visual arts, she loves to make music, and Bea uses her emotions and experiences into her song that makes her feel more genuine about her compositions. So we'd like to welcome Bea.
Hello. Thank you,
Good
Miss.
morning. Thank you guys for being part of our island special today. And okay, and so we'd like to discover, our aim actually is to discover what the manongs or what the older generation has done to inspire the younger generation, because both of you are very young and starting in the art. I would like to ask Bea first. Bea, I have seen your paintings and heard you sing. I'm curious, when did you realize that you have the gift for the arts?
Ever since I was a child, I was already exposed to music and visual arts because my dad used to be an artist too, and he used to practice his craft all the time at home, whether I'm sleeping or not. And I guess it also influenced me to do the same, and I'm really glad that I'm doing the same too, because he influenced me to do art, and I also discovered that it's my passion to do it too. So that's how I developed and realized my gift for the arts.
How about you, Bran? Did you like art as a kid?
Okay, Miss. So, when I was a kid, I feel like it's very normal for everyone to be creative, and that I feel like I'm not that special since everybody was like making scrapbooks
Yeah,
and
every
making their
child is an
project.
artist.
Yeah, the problem is how to maintain.
Mm-mm.
Tapos, during high school, it's when everybody started to not pay attention with arts, but I stayed committed with what I really love, and I feel like everybody everybody in high school was very established on what they really wanted, but me, I'm still in doubt since they always say that you won't have a career in art. So
Yeah.
I did not limit myself. And also, this photo that is flashed right now is a calligraphy work of mine. And I started around 2015. It's actually a funny story because my teacher said that my handwriting looks ugly. And I
Ah,
decided, yeah, I
so you'd
decided
started
yeah, with
to do
calligraphy
calligraphy.
to
Okay.
practice my handwriting. So yeah, that's the improvement I got for 2 years. And that's all. Until I realized that I really love art and I decided to level up my lettering into something more visual and like symbolic, and I decided to paint.
Yeah, oo. One of the things I like about the Bacolod art scene is because it's very dynamic. In
Yeah.
fact, it's one of the um, more developed art scene outside Manila. So if we are trying to discover the Negros art scene as a kid, like you're sorry for saying, as a young artist, but young budding artist such as yourself, um, what were your impressions of the local art community?
For me, I was really intimidated because I don't really want to call myself an artist, so I don't want to be included. But the community here in Bacolod is very welcoming. Like for this photo, I joined a painting competition. This was Victoria's Milling Company's painting competition. um I got a place in the competition, and one of the judges was Miss Karina. So like they they own a gallery, and like but first of all they invited us to have a group show in a cafe there in art district, so that I feel like I'm very included, and I feel like I'm heard. I am very much seen in the art scene, so
Yeah.
that's very that's very emotional to think about, because I wouldn't be where I am if it weren't for the community that helped me as a beginner.
Yeah. So how were you, Bay? How were you introduced to the Negros or the Bacolod art scene? Did you
Um,
also join the VMC art contest or?
no, actually, I started out doing small gigs in art district, and because I was an art and design student too, but in LaSalle. So I had classmates there whose parents are artists in the art district, and they invited me to join the AAB. And through that, it also gave me the opportunity to have small exhibitions in the cafe too there in art district. And ever since that, it gave me more opportunities to do murals. And yeah, it started out just me hanging out in art district, and then my classmates started inviting me, and then that's when I got so involved in art district.
Yeah, because you see a lot of artists just hanging out, doing works in the art district. It has really become like a community, no, of artists where
Yes.
we just where we gather, where we see each other's work. And if I may ask, do you have any local artists you look up to, and why? Bay, would you like to answer?
Okay. This will be a very common question, and the reason why it's common because he's a really amazing artist, and he's Charlie Co, Sir Charlie Co.
Wow.
He's been my inspiration ever since, and he's the reason why I started out discovering or experimenting different art styles. Because when I started hanging out with my friends in art district, I was really intrigued by the exhibitions. And every weekends, if I go out with my friends or just me, I always go to art district to go to Orange. And I remember one time when Sir Charlie Co had a solo exhibition. It was timing that he was there too, so I was with a friend, and he was really welcoming, and then he gathered us up, all the people in the gallery, the students, they were students too. He gathered us up, and he was just talking about his art and the meaning behind it. And ever since that experience, it just he became more of my motivation and inspiration. So yeah.
I can totally relate, babe, because when I also started art, I was also, I was a bit lost, and I didn't know, since I didn't have a formal art education. So I was also, kind of intimidated. But, coming the encouragement coming from Charlie is always like steady for all of us. Don't you agree?
Yes.
How about you, Bran? Do you have any artists in particular, a local artist, I mean, that
Mm.
you look up to, or you feel is your inspiration in doing your art?
Yeah, for I don't really have any particular person in mind, but I feel like everybody in the art district, in this Bacolod art scene community, I feel like they play such a big role for me. Like, for example, for this one, I just went to an exhibition, but Megumi had this canvas right here that has that you can
Interactive. Mhm.
interact with. So yeah, we just painted, and like she approached me and she asked me, so what's your plan in your life? And I was like, why are you asking me this question? I wasn't even prepared for the question. And yeah, right, that time I don't have any plans in my life, but
Mhm.
it's really nice to see that someone is seeing your potential and that they believe in you even though you don't believe in yourself. And I feel like it matters really, it really matters the most, because when you don't really believe it with yourself, at least there's someone out there
To
that
push you,
sees
yeah.
your potential.
Yeah, I also feel that way. Like this very strong sense of community in the art of Bacolod, especially, is very inspiring to the young artists,
Mm,
such as Bea and Brandon, and you learn a lot from
yeah.
the artists. And also, do you feel that sense of competition? Kasi sabi nila sa ibang other places, you can feel that sense of competition within the artists. But here, I do not feel that. But
Yeah.
instead, no, I feel that there's always the willingness to help and support other
Mm,
artists. That's why it has like become a culture in the
mm.
Negros art scene.
It
No,
it feels
you
like it feels like we're all starting as friends before starting as working together, since it
Yeah.
we really we build a friendship first before working, and that's very essential with this art scene.
Yeah, and
Like,
it builds your confidence. No,
yes.
sige lang, do lang kasi some other artists got your back. So with that, can you say that the art community also inspires you, keep inspiring you?
Bay.
Mm.
Yeah. Actually, every day when I'm at the art district, because my first impression at the art district, actually the community, uh saw them as free. It's until now, obviously. They're like
Yeah.
free. The artists are the people that just hang out there. It's like they're they're comfortable of like who they are and what they look like, and
Nobody judges you. You
yeah,
can wear
nobody judges
anything.
you. And through that, it made me feel comfortable too, as an artist, and it made me um believe in myself more. And I thought to myself that I should be more of myself. I should be not thinking about what people would
Think
think
of
about
you.
me.
Mhm.
Yeah, and through that, it made me feel like home every time I'm at the art district. So I consider that as my second home too, because when I'm there, it's just judge free. Like I don't feel any judgment.
So now, hearing that, let us try to navigate your career in the arts now, your future career in the art. Um, there could be a lot of things you could be, but now you're working on art. And may I ask, what made you decide that you wanted to be an artist?
Okay, so I decided to be an artist because ever since it has been my outlet. It's something that I can express myself, and that this I realized that this is something that I wanted to do forever. Like, um
The picture that is flashing now, Brand, is that your first artwork?
yeah, this was my first artwork. So
Can you tell
for
us more?
during this time, I don't really think I was an artist. Like, I really just want to create something pretty, but I sooner I realized that art is not just about the beauty. It's sometimes about pain and sadness, and I feel like it's very important to acknowledge your emotions in order to build who you really are, because if you try to ignore your feelings, you will just end up on autopilot mode, and embracing yourself will go directly to embracing your identity. So I feel like that's very essential as an artist for your art career, in knowing oneself.
How about you, Bay? Can you show us your first artwork? I'm also curious. So Brandon was doing eyes as the windows of. So this was your first. This were your first artwork, Bay.
Yeah, I was really uh okay. So in school before, during high school or grade school, whenever we had projects or like just a simple assignment, I didn't really want to like print my stuff because I wanted to like write it or like just
Draw.
design it
Okay.
myself. So just like the lower left, That's when we had like a puppet show.
It's really
When I was
cute,
in ninth grade.
May.
Yeah, so I had
love
like
it.
I put all my blood and sweat to the thing, and
How old
I
were you
enjoyed it.
then? How old were you? Were you 15, 14?
I was 14.
Oh,
Yeah. And yeah, I started out
yes.
with watercolor and just
Mhm.
finding reference on the internet. And yeah, I've started following the artworks for reference. But yeah,
Yeah,
and
we all start like that naman siguro,
yeah,
no?
and I wanted to become a fashion designer too. That's why I was like designing on the right picture. I was designing
So in
dresses.
this is the right picture, were you 16, 17? How
I
old were
was
you then?
the same age, 13, 14. Yeah. And on the middle picture, that was me. I made an artwork for my art lessons. Yeah. I also had art lessons.
So after how many years now? That is like 3, 4 years. So what are you working on now? Let's start with Brandon. From the eyes, what are the stuffs that you're working on now?
Okay, so I am currently working on repairing some sculpture since due to the power of nature I have to repair it. But anyway, this is an ongoing project.
Power of nature
For now I have two sculptures hanging and
at the art
displayed
district.
at the art
Yeah.
district. So the first one is the
Mm-mm.
mannequin. As you can see right here, there's a gold mannequin inside a mesh wire, and the other one is hanging on top of the art district. And I'm currently working on adding one more since Sir Charlie are encouraging us to create a lot of artworks in the art district. So
Yeah.
from the eyes, this is where I'm now, and I know there are still a lot of things to go through, but I am very
Mm.
proud of the improvements I've made since the last few years.
Yeah, it's actually a leap. Imagine from the eyes to the entire 3D sculptures. How
From two
about
dimensional to three-dimensional.
oh, how about you, Bay? Can we see what you're working on now? Oh, the process, brand, your
Mhm.
process. Mm. Can we see what you're working on now, Bay?
I'm currently not working on anything, anything major. I I am working like painting at home, but not specifically for something. So it's still work. It's still considered work. So I practice a lot at home. I paint. I try my best to improve on my painting. This painting was for Viva XCon, and I consider that as my first major painting because it's like my first art style, so I put hard work on that. And next slide, yeah, these are the things that I worked on at home. I
These are
that
new. Like how old are these works, Bay?
just recent, like months.
Okay.
Yeah, because I wanted to know how to work on my skin tone as to how to paint on the skin and everything. So it serves as a practice also. So it's not only for something big, but it's also like a practice for me as well.
Mm. So are there you have this is also new. These are also new, Bay.
Yeah. I also like to doodle and just put random stuff on the artwork. So
I'm
yeah, I
also
like to.
curious. Ah,
Mhm.
sige, go.
I like to just experiment stuff on my art. Really, I don't wanna focus on one style.
So I'm also curious, being young as you are, what are your hugots? What are this inspiration? What are the inspirations for these works?
Um, Brandon, come on.
Nakamute ka, Brand.
Sorry. So for me, since I wanted to tell a story, and I know there are still a lot of stories waiting to be shown to the world. So um what I'm currently working on now are thick figures. Like I don't want to settle for the normal body type, and one body type at a time. I will try to make as much difference as possible since um during
Why
quarantine.
Brand?
Miss?
Why brand? Why the body types?
Yeah. When I was in high school, I wasn't really fat, but like people keep pointing out until you believe to yourself that you don't really look good until you doubt yourself and that you stop believing. But then a little encouragement would go a long way and like would inspire everyone. Like if you see something that represents you, it feels like you're involved in this community. So I feel like that's very inclusive for
Mm,
everyone in this world.
Okay. Okay. Sige, babe, go.
Well, for me, I find inspiration or who got on my artworks based on what I feel really. I mean, that's kind of obvious, right? For artists, we express
Yeah.
ourselves based on what we feel. But like when I feel something specifically, when I feel angry, I just put all my anger on the painting. And if I feel different kind of stuff, I just put random stuff like that on the picture. So it does. I also like as Brandon said. I also do storytelling, or I paint myself. I use me as a subject and paint something else, like something different, or like a mixed media stuff to create something that's not really like realistic, but with idealism too, or different art styles. So yeah, I guess whatever, like I just go with the flow with my emotions, just put my emotions on the artwork, and just see where I end on the work. Yeah.
And I was also thinking, babe, since you're also doing your music, a lot can still change, no? Because you're still discovering yourself, you're still trying to navigate what you want out of life. But so far now, do you see yourself pursuing this further, or are you planning to pursue art as a full-time career?
That's what my friends kept on keep on
Encourage.
asking me if whether I want this I want like art, visual arts as my main focus, or music. So as of now, I can't really decide, but my heart is on the visual arts. That's what I've been working on since I was a kid, and I'd
But you
love
can do
to.
both, man.
Yeah, I can do both.
Yeah.
But yeah, I yeah, I I'd love to have a full-time job as an artist.
How about
So
you, Bran? Do you see yourself pursuing this?
For I can see myself, but I feel like I don't have to feel confident enough. Like I have to make plans in case this one will fail. At least I have a backup plan for my art career. I'm actually planning to take biology course since I'm also interested in science. So I think that's
Wow.
a very good contrast within the art and science, and I feel like I'm not gonna lose anything if I go try to pursue biology for college course.
And that is also one good thing about being an
yeah.
artist, because there is no retirement age
Mm,
when you want to be an artist, and you can also, in fact, some also have to have day jobs to be able to support their art.
yes.
Mm,
The
diba?
yeah, that's also what I'm planning. Like Brandon, like going to school and just having like something else than art to
Mm,
support
Yeah,
myself as an artist. Yeah.
yeah. We really need that to pursue our art. Okay. So if ever you're gonna pursue this art, what do you plan to achieve, Bran?
uh,
What are your aspirations? If ever, oh sige, okay, I can be a biologist, or I
mhm.
can pursue other things. But if ever I want to be an artist, what would be the greatest thing, or what would be your greatest aspiration for an art career?
Mm. Yeah, I believe my art is my outlet, and basically that's for me. That's for my own sanity. But it's a different thing when your artwork is hanged inside a gallery and people are seeing it and that they are touched to the message you're trying to convey. Like there is a communication between the artist and the audience, and that's very effective for me. So I don't really dream much in my art career. It's just that I just want people to notice what I wanted to tell them, and I think that's it. I have a
Mm.
very simple choice in life.
Okay. How about you, Bay? Do you have the same views, or you dream
Uh, I,
big in
um,
your?
I just want to inspire people through my artwork. I want to be. I also want to serve as an inspiration to the future youth. And yeah, of course, I have big dreams on my art as well. Like yeah, I like being part of big exhibitions too. But my main focus really on my art is to also motivate and inspire young artists like me, because sometimes the youth, like people like us, they find it hard to find themselves and find what they love, and maybe there are people or things that keep them from doing the stuff they love. So I guess, yeah, I just want to be an inspiration to people.
That's why I love the Bacolod art scene, actually, because I feel one with the community, art community.
Mhm.
So okay, we have a phone in question from Mr. Manny Montalibano. Okay, go man. What is your question?
Hi.
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 Can you see me?
Actually,
Sir.
no. Ins, can you put Manny on the panel so we can see his handsome face?
Handsome face.
Sige
Hi.
man, question.
First of all, congratulations, no, for being consistently doing your work. I've seen you around in art district, and I was listening to you earlier regarding your plans, and as at a young age you're exposed to a lot of mediums and styles and artists also. But my question is, how do you see yourself? Like, for example, how do you see yourself like 5 years from now? And if an opportunity comes for you to be an artist, will you take it? Like, I mean, an opportunity for you to, like, for example, to exhibit in a big exhibition, for example,
Or art residencies.
or art residencies or
Mm-mm.
something like that. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know what?
Going first.
Ikaw?
Okay, go, Bay.
Oh, okay. Um, Sir, in 5 years' time or in the future, if I'm given
Sir
an
Gidya.
yeah, if I'm given the opportunity to be in big exhibitions, of course I would take it. But yeah, in 5 years' time, I think I see myself as an artist who is grown and who is better than who I am now, because I'm still practicing, and uh I'm not as good, or like I don't see myself as something higher. So yeah, I think I'm still an artist during that time, and hopefully I would be more experienced. And of course, in art residency, that's also what I want. Actually, that's an opportunity I want to get. So, like the for the art fair residency, I'm also like planning to join. But yeah, it would be a nice experience.
Well, for me, sir, in 5 years from now, I think I will still be an artist. Even though by that time I already have graduated from college, I will still go back to do making art since I enjoy more of being freelance artist, and I feel like I can manage my time more. And yeah, for all the opportunity, I always keep my doors open, since that's very important as a budding artist, to open the doors always. Because we don't really know, if this door opens, we don't know where it leads. So it's just important to see where it goes and where it's going to take you. And I feel like that's very fun way to be an artist, to travel a lot of opportunities, leading from one opportunities to another. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Just a follow-up. Can I have a follow-up question? Mox, I'm trying to also get to know two artists. No, um, um, how prepared are you for residency, for example? Do you have like passports? You have um,
Source.
oh, um,
Yeah, can
I think
you?
it's quite important. I think ano lang that, you know, opportunities come and you might lose it, no? So and ang opportunities don't really come on schedule, or so you have
Some,
to be prepared, I think, no?
Mhm.
All the time, all the
Mhm.
time, because I know some artists who are really good and they're not prepared, no, for residencies.
Yeah.
um
Iba walang passport.
yeah, so
They have
sayang,
to
no?
pass up.
Oh, sayang
Mhm.
ang ano, sayang ang opportunity. So you know, even but residencies, there's many residencies actually, but don't get in the trap also of going into residencies all the time, because they call it a grasshopper, no? You're a hopper, and then you just hop on residencies all the time. So you
You're a
don't get
professional resident.
oh,
Professional
it's
resident.
actually a trap, no? It's actually a trap. One trap would
Why
be
do you say that, man? That it's actually a
because
trap?
number one, residencies, you know, it really focuses on the artist's development and exposure, no, to a different culture and a different set of practices of other artists. Now, it's really an addiction, no, for artists to be in a different country. Siyempre, libre
Living space.
ang
Yeah.
mo.
Mhm.
Sometimes you get paid pa, you have allowances, and then you get to
Mhm.
produce your art. And you have to remember you're living abroad, no? So it's although it's not extravagant, but you know, your experience is actually quite good. But also at the same time, if you try to do it, like for example 6 times a year, it you
Mhm.
will actually, for me, in my opinion, you will end up actually losing your character being an artist coming from a specific place, because
Mhm.
you're more exposed already to all of these cultures, and you forget your own.
Maybe you lose that sense of
Oo.
self, no? You keep on
Oo.
hopping from one culture to
Oo.
another.
Oo. So
Mm.
too much of everything is bad also. You know, when
Oo.
you eat a lot of rice also, you get a big tummy. Di ba? No. So another follow-up question, no? Um, at your age, for example, um, do you see yourself also like doing what we are doing now, like me and Maureen? Like,
What are we doing, man?
I don't know.
Yeah, in the
Like
arts, so full time sa art.
being cultural workers also,
Yeah, oo.
like 5 years from now you'll be 20, 25,
Yeah,
for
we have
example.
to pass the baton of
Oh,
Viva XCon, for instance.
do you
Oh,
see
we could not.
yourself like working as a community worker, helping also younger artists, like You, for example, kung 25 na kamo, you have a 19-year-old artist also a little bit lost, and do you see yourself that way, even if you're not financially stable?
Sige, go. Go, babe.
I I think of course I'm really willing to help people, youth artists, not or not even youth, to grow as an artist too, and help them be exposed to what we're experiencing now. I think it's really important to give, also to have to have like a sense of, like generosity, or like you share what you have, and you don't have to be selfish about it. So yeah, it's really nice it's to think that I'll be able to help people in the future too.
For me, I believe it's going to be my pleasure, since the people are helping me right now, and when the time comes, maybe it's going to be my responsibility to help other people, like the younger ones. Yeah, I really can see myself growing in this art scene. So yun, I feel like it's going to be a very fun way to still be engaged in art scene and be able to help and work at the same time.
Okay, so prepare your passports already.
And siguro man, it is also the foundation that we tried to build, no? The sense of community, ang trying to reach out to the younger generation. So other than that, sige,
I think what is important for just an advice, no? If you have an opportunity to work on a day job, try it. I mean, it's okay. And it gives you stability, no?
Yeah.
But also at the same time, you don't have to stop your art production or being an artist. So it's a quite good also to experience that you have to deliver. You have to work, no, at the same time.
Support your art.
To support your art, and then you have more freedom to do your art actually.
Kaya, cause it's mahal bala, di ba?
Yes,
It's mahal.
yes. Actually, I think both of you have more sales than me. So I think so, because I can count on my fingers the number of artworks that I sold, in my lifetime, in my practice, and but it doesn't matter, no. It doesn't matter. We still continue what we do, and financial, I think, success is just part of it. But I think what's important is you continue what you're doing, no.
Yeah.
I think I heard sa kay Bea, I addressed this question to Bea. Are you planning to continue to finish your college degree?
Oh, I'm still thinking about going to college and what to really take. But as of now, well, I'm still not in school or having any plans really. As of now, I really want to be able to take my time to experience as much as I want and to grow as an artist. So yeah, it's like I'm taking advantage of what I have, of the time I have now to grow and to experience stuff.
Yeah, I'm also thankful for the art community here in Bacolod, because if it weren't for them, like kung hindi ka nag-aaral, parang patapon ka na sa lipunan. So I feel like I'm very much accepted in this community, kaya I'm very thankful.
Yeah.
But here's the thing also, just to give you an advice also. Here, it's okay, no, not to finish a degree. It's okay because sooner or later you'll get accepted. But in other countries, if you don't have a degree, you cannot blame them by, it's better to have one. I mean, ako hindi man ko art degree mo. I graduated in economics. So it's a totally different but I think it can help you in terms of finishing something. Subong ko lang na nabalan, Mox, na ang ginambal sang parents, tagal na you need to finish, blah, blah, blah. You need to finish. Actually, it's not really about education. It's really, I think it's, go bra ko sa Lasal eh. So it's really about your patience and your discipline to finish something what you've started.
Pero the good thing now is like we have senior year. So as a senior year, you get to know yourself more. And like I respect Bea saying that she's taking her time. So by the time she goes into college, she knows what she wants.
Yes.
Sometimes, because at our times, diba, we just go to college for the sake of it.
Yes.
Me, I took up management and public administration. Tapos very far from being an artist. So
just don't take 20 years. Because sometimes being free from, you have all the time in the world, and sooner or later you realize you're old na.
Oh my God, I'm so old. I cannot.
So better I think when you're young, you just finish something and then you can just do whatever you want.
Yeah, and it's also a good thing that kanay sang like Brandon said, at least we have the art district which made us sane during
like
these times of pandemic. It's like a school of life. So if you're
ang isa pagit gali ka it's good that si Mox invited both of you young artists, no? Because I think you're the most vulnerable age group of artists in this day, because you are, although you have a variety of experiences, you have a wide you can actually sell your work, you can do exhibitions online, but at the same time there's a lot of you also who are in that scenario, no? So competition wise, it's also highly competitive, but also at the same time, after this, let's say after this, what happens, no? So maybe you should think about think about it, no?
Man, there is a phone in question. Okay. From Gina Hoxon. Say hi to Gina. Hi,
Gina.
Hi. Okay, the question is for both Bea and Brandon. Do you meet up with other young artists and discuss the current art scene in Bacolod as well as in the other Visayan cities? So do you talk among yourself? Oh, it's nice to be here in something like that. So do you meet up with your peers and talk about?
I think all the time, actually, because my friends are also into art as well. So we talk about what's happening in the community and what like the plans are, what our plans are. And I guess it's nice to be able to talk about it to the people that also like the same things, because you understand each other. And yeah, it's nice to discuss and be aware of what's happening in the community.
So for me, in our age group, I feel like we have very wide differences in terms of interest, but I would still talk about the art scene even if my friends are not that engaged to art. I would still talk about the art scene. And also my artist friends, we also talk about a lot of art stuff, so I feel like that's a very good communication, exchanging a lot of ideas and tackling the current issues that's happening in our environment, for example the art scene here in Bacolod or the art scene for the whole Visayas. So I feel like that's very important. Just because we're young doesn't mean we're not supposed to talk about that, or like that's not an interesting topic. Let's talk about something fun. Like that's fun too. So
Let's talk about Boys. Okay. For money, you disappeared, man. Okay. Man, I will direct this question to you, man, if you're still there. Man, are you still there? Wala siya. Okay. Do you and the other young artists have suggestions on how emerging Visayan artists can move up and make it in their careers? Would you like to answer this? We're trying to figure out man gani what to do. No. Okay. We'll ask that to Manny later. We'll ask, okay, for both. Okay, Atuman, there was a question from Gina, man, that I want you
Yes.
to answer.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a suggestion on how emerging artists can move up and make it in their careers?
Now,
Yeah, in this
Now?
time of pandemic. Sige.
I think for me, I think you just need to continue what you're doing, no? And actually respond to I think what you as an artist, I think you have to be honest.
Yeah.
You have to be honest in your work, because if you tell a lie and you're not honest,
Halata.
it's it's like fooling yourself, no? But moving up, I really don't know because I haven't gone up. So,
Sales, ang salesman.
ang ako nga sales is not that successful, but I think damo man ang tanaw sa akon na work. Pero
Yo,
ang
of course.
moving up, I think para sa akon, I think one is really reflect what you see and what you feel about
Your community.
the whole world,
Mhm.
and be honest. And I think your work will actually just give you an opportunity
work
for
will
you
speak
to step
for
up, no?
Mhm. Yeah.
But also be careful for what you wish for, because you might not be able to manage it, and it may make you or break you. So duwa lang na mo. So moving up is also has its you have to maintain that also.
It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you go up, there's always two sides, no?
Or
Two
the
ways,
harder
no?
the higher you rise, the harder you fall.
Oh, na.
Something
So
like that.
when you go up, your career becomes better. Now, what's the challenge after that? You want to achieve more, di ba? And then you want to achieve more and more and more and more. And then sooner or later, basi hindi mo ma-maintain.
Saturate mong imo happiness.
Sometimes you're in a different direction. So you have to check also at the same time, is this really what I wanted in my life? Because maskin, I think si Maureen also thinks about it, no? I think all artists in their mid careers or maskin ka start thinks about what the hell am I doing?
Yeah, correct.
In this scenario. Why did I put myself in this place? Because all of that is a result of your decision, di ba? So you brought yourself there. So
you brought it upon yourself.
So wala ka sang mabasol, no?
Yeah,
you cannot blame anyone but yourself, or you can actually there are instances also that maybe what is happening to you now you haven't thought about this, no? And I want to throw this question. 3 years ago, 4 years ago, did you thought about something like this happening to you? Come on, Bla.
Did you think that? Yeah, they were in school, of course. Obviously,
they
they
were
were
in
in school. So 3 years ago, did you think that okay, after 3 years? First of all, we never thought we would be in this pandemic.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
one. That's
Okay.
one. But
For Brandon and Bea,
did you
did you
did you
think
see yourself in this situation? Like, I mean, did you see
I'm
yourself
artist,
doing an
mhm,
exhibition in Orange, or
doing public art?
yeah, wala.
Sa 3 years ago, sir, I was just a tourist inside a gallery. Like I don't have anyone I know. Like I just go to appreciate the works. But after 3 years, like for now, I did not really expect that I will be able to work inside a gallery, meet amazing artists,
Mm.
have artists. Nga, my bosses are artists, and it's very overwhelming to think na for in a span of 3 years, you were just a stranger to them, and like now is just overwhelming.
You're part
Mm.
of the dynamic art scene.
Mm.
Mm. Okay, there are
Uh,
also other questions. Sige. Okay, may questions pa. Should young artists abide by trends? Phone in questions. What do you think?
uh, uh, I think artists should just do really, whether it's like a trend or not. Because if it's because I have people that I know that are into art also, and they go with the trend, and when like no one is focusing on that trend anymore, focusing on their work, they just lose, um they it's like they become lazy with their work, and they just don't have any motivation to do it. So I think it's just like going with the trend can affect you as an artist too, because it's like you only focus on what people think about it than what you think
How can
about
you
it.
sell? Yeah, how can you sell? And then when you do not sell, you just become frustrated. Something like that. Would you like to add to that, Bran, or shall I proceed to the next question?
Okay. I think I just agree with Bea. Like we're always in search of something unique. So don't settle for the mediocre. Don't settle for what's already in there. Try to think of something new and fresh to the eyes. And you don't really have to please anyone. Like your art is a part of you, and that's not anyone you're copying. So I think it's very important to remain our identity no matter how we feel like we're out of place. So that's all, miss. Thank you.
Okay. Now there is a question, also another question here. Have you ever thought about integrating cultural elements in your art? If so, how? So like for instance, I did this exhibition with Peter sa CCP. It was about the unique relationship of Iloilo and or Panay and Negros. So that was something cultural that I did. But I have done a lot of things integrating the cultural. Like even I did a big installation of um, installation that talked about the maragtas, or the most controversial, probably the most controversial Visayan literature of all times. So maybe because sometimes I thought about integrating culture into my artworks. So have you ever thought about integrating cultural aspects in your works?
Me, I think I do subconsciously. Like it's not really my intention, but a lot of my art is inspired with a very Spaniard colonized house, and I feel like the stories I'm telling is that we are part of the I really like vintage looking stuff, and my inspiration is very native here in our place in Bacolod, for example. So I think I just subconsciously put a little inspiration from that cultural um, cultural subjects, and
Mm-mm.
I think that's all.
How about you, Bay? Not yet
I'm
pa?
still, yeah, I'm still learning to be able to paint on big canvases or like just creating something new. So I'm still learning to put our culture as part of my artwork. But there was a mural of mine. We put a jeepney within my art style, and so I guess it's really nice to, because when we painted that with the jeepney, there are a lot of like workers from Lopez Mandalagan who were and like drivers who were really like
We're watching you.
yeah, we're like happy because they saw jeepney, and it's like
They could
it's like
easily
they were,
relate.
yeah, it's they were happy seeing something Filipino, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they could relate. Oh. So where do there's another question here. Where do your art concepts usually come from? I think I've asked this, no? Ang mga hugot. But well, sige, let's talk about concepts. So where do your concepts come from? Do you conceptualize first before doing art, or you just let your emotions lead you and do art?
Yeah, for me, my art process is first I conceptualize about something I wanted to create. Because as I mentioned earlier, art is my outlet. So I want to express my feelings, but the question is how? How will I be able to execute my feelings, and how are the people going to perceive what I'm doing? So I think that's it.
Okay. Bey, would you like to answer? Ano tong question, Liwat? Question. You're on mute, Bey.
Oh.
Okay. The
Same
question
with
is,
Brandon.
okay.
Oh wait, what was the question again?
Where do your art concepts come
Yeah.
from?
Um,
Usually.
when I feel something or when I want to express something of my emotions, I want to paint that. But I don't want to like paint it literally. I want to think of something that will make it even better or will make it more creative. So it's yeah, I agree with Brandon.
Okay, sige. If there are no more phone-in questions, so maybe we'd just like to okay, check kung mga questions. Maybe we could just talk about more of the Negros art scene, because we talk about the things that we like about it. Now, if there are things you think the local art community lacks or needs, what could this be? Now that you know you have integrated into this local art community, from your point of view, is there anything else? Are there other things that we still need or we still lack?
Well, so far I haven't thought of anything, but I feel like we are not that settled. So I feel like there will still be something that's coming on our way, and that's the time where we will be able to think about on how are we going to improve this one. So far for me, I just really love the art scene, and if there's something that needs to talk about, I think we should talk about it someday.
How about you, Bey?
Yeah, I love the art scene, and I think if like what they can you repeat the question again?
Okay, what are the things that you think the art community, our art community, lacks or still need from your
Okay.
point of view?
From me, I think I speak. I am speaking to the youth. Yeah. I think that we should be humble about our art, and we shouldn't. We should think about improving other than what people like about us, about our art. So yeah, I think it's my message to the.
So far, do you feel that the existing art community is also inclusive to young people like you, or do you feel like it's an elitist, snobbish community?
For me, I don't really think so because we also talked about earlier that it's the community is very inclusive, and we weren't who we are if it weren't for the people behind this community. So yeah.
Okay. So it's really comforting to know that coming from your point of view that you feel this way about the art scene, because I've me, Manny, most of us have been in the art community for quite a long time, and it's nice to know that you feel that way. So now, if you can give a message to the older generation artists, what will it be?
Yeah. I am very thankful because Sir Charlie once told us, or also the other artists, that during their times there are no art spaces, there are no galleries here in Bacolod, so it was so hard for them. And I just feel thankful because they paved the way, they paved the art scene here in Bacolod, and that's very fortunate for the young generation to be able to show their work without really going into so much hassle. And just having the space for free, and I just feel like it's very inclusive.
We have a playground in the art
Playground.
district. Yeah. How about you, Bay? Would you like to give a message to the older generation of your older generation, such as myself, in our art community in Negros?
I remember Sir Manny told me last time that we, like our generation, we're lucky because we're more exposed to them than what you guys when you were like the same age as us. You weren't that exposed yet. You didn't have like a proper place or a community. So
I used to exhibit in El Fisher,
when when you
El
were
Fisher.
the same age.
Yeah, my first exhibit was at El Fisher Hotel. Okay, sige.
Yeah,
Go,
that's
Bay.
why like you guys had to work even hard to to be an artist and to have a proper community and all. And I guess I just want to say thank you to them as well, because it's an honor that they paved the way for us, you guys. It's very like it's very I'm very grateful for it.
Yeah, to Tito Charlie and
To Tito Charlie.
to Tito Charlie and the founders of Viva XCon. And so, okay, let's give our final message. What can you say, or what can you just give your final words or advice to your peers or young kids or the young aspiring artists of our island and all those listening to us?
Me?
Sige, sige.
As I said earlier, to my fellow peers, to my fellow youth artists, I just want to let you guys know that you should focus on yourself and focus on yourself as an artist, on how you're supposed to, on how you do stuff and how you grow and how you improve, and not just focus on the trend, on what other people are doing, or how many likes you get, how many shares you get on your artwork, because it's just a side thing. And the important thing is to focus on your own, to focus on how to be better. And I guess that's like the main problem that we have now in our generation, because of social media, because of the likes, because of the exposure on the internet. So I guess we should also look up to you guys as older artists, because you guys didn't have internet that time, and you guys really worked hard to be known and to be exposed to older pagid na artists.
Di pa uso ang likes.
Yeah, exactly. And just focus on yourself, believe in yourself, and do what you love. Never stop yourself from doing what you love, because you never know where you will be in the future.
Okay. Sige, Brand, final message.
Ako, for budding artists, I just want to say that never feel intimidated. It's because beginning in art, it's very vulnerable. Like
Yeah.
you're still starting and you don't know where you're going. You don't know if that you're doing it right, you're doing it wrong, and also if you are a beginning artist, you look up to the masters and you get inspired by their work, but sometimes it gets really intimidating, like I will never be as good as them. Always remember that the good artists once they were once bad at
Young.
making art. So I feel like we just have to practice, and like art is not really a competition, so you don't really have to change yourself, or like, I mean, we better improve, but that doesn't really mean that we are competing for others. Like we have to be greater than him, we have to paint better than him, like I feel like we have to focus on ourselves more rather than other artists. And yeah, it's such a nice place to be able to um it's a nice feeling to be an artist and have artists that are also supporting other artists.
Okay. They say it takes a village to raise an artist. And personally, I really hope that what we have been doing here for Viva XCon and the local art community will raise insightful new generation artists such as Brandon and Bea, and that they will shape the future of Negros Occidental, Visayan, and Philippine art. And with that, I would like to thank you, Brandon and Bea, and for your time. And I'm really so proud of you guys. I'm also looking forward to seeing more of your works. And since Manny has somewhere to go to, he cannot do the closing remarks. I will, in behalf of Viva XCon, we'd like to thank everyone for tuning in and see you again next Saturday. Our schedule for next Saturday will be the Lockdown Art that will be on June 5 by Mark Salvatus. And on June 12, Kalibutan the World in Mind. Exhibitions, not exhibitions, timing and placing the present with the regional curators from Region 6, 7, and 8 with Dr. Patrick Flores as the head curator and moderator. And with that, I thank you very much and good day to all of you.
Thank you, Miss.
Bye everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Hey! Ang mga uwak gahulat sang akon kamatayon, dion na nga bag-uhon ang banas sang panglakaton. Numanang madangtan sa pinili kong dalan, kabay nga hindi pa ulihi ang tanan. Di nang mga sinya sa cross nga alagyan ang talagog talang-talang nagtalang-talang gatalang-talang dapa-dapanaga padayon sa panglakaton. Uy iining mga bugat nga dalalon sa imo paminsaron kag balat tiyagon. Uy iining mga bugat nga dalalon nga dalalon nga dalalon. Dali na kay maimo ta sang bag-o nga kalibutan. Ako namigo gugma ang hari sa duta ray ng kalibayan. Yeah, pa 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 pa, yeah. Alright, feeling the blue, yeah. Ko sa ining tinion, ipabutyag sa katawhan ang imong nga nabalan, ang kaalam ngaging bungkal sa kadutaan, ipalaplag mo sa hangin ang unod sining sugilanon, para mga tubang hangkat sang henerasyon, tanga mga katawhan nagtuhaw sa kadutaan, ibalik ta ang balanse sang kalibutan, mahimo ta sang bago nga alagyan, padulong sa promisa nga katutaan. Ako lamigo, tugma ang hari sa tuta, ray ng kalipayan. Ako nga abiyon, magiliusa sa kausa, sang kahilwayan. Ang paghidait, yara sa imo, kag yara man sa amo.